Hi, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day. Thank you for being with us here on KREM 2 News at Noon. I'm Laura Papetti. Well, as many of you know, we started the week with extremely cold temperatures, but now we're ending the week, wrapping things up on this holiday with snowfall. And it's made everything beautiful and very, very winter-like, Thomas, but it's pretty slick underneath still. So get us caught up on what we can expect the rest of today.
I was going to say, I think you're wearing your Christmas red instead of the Valentine's Day red, Laura. But all the same today, as that snowfall did get decently intense, especially at around 8 o'clock this morning. Just starting to wrap up, but I think you hit it right on the head, Laura, is that all of the packed down snow from last week, that ice that remained on the ground, now hidden beneath about an inch worth of snow here in Spokane, whereas major roadways, highways, I-90 are probably faring just fine as of this hour. Any of the treatment and plowing that we're seeing should do wonders for those road conditions, but this holiday batch of snow, if you will, definitely feeling like it's a bit wintry out there, but it is slowly ending. Looks like the snowflakes really easing up over Spokane County. Looks like in Coeur d'Alene, you got about another hour's worth of some snowfall here. And as we look down towards the Palouse, you really missed out on, I think, what could have been a bigger snowfall event for you from earlier this morning, just some lighter snow showers overall. This has really thinned out significantly in the past several hours. That is looking a lot thinner right now than it did 4 or 5 hours ago. We're not completely out of the woods yet. In fact, our winter weather advisories do continue until 10 p.m. for tonight. So think of that as the last opportunity for any more snowfall. But I think the morning batch will ultimately be the bulk and the most of the snowfall that we're going to get for this Valentine's Day. Now our weather impact alert days for this Sunday. There's a second batch of snow that's on the way over the course of this weekend. Latest projections are at around 2 inches of snow. So coming up, we're going to detail when that round of snowfall and snowstorm is going to be passing through the region. So look for those details in just about 15 minutes.
Thomas, thank you very much. One person is in the hospital after a shooting happened in Post Falls. It happened along the 2500 block of Woodcrest Drive earlier this morning. Police say they arrived and quickly detained people involved in the shooting. However, they do say the investigation is complex. No arrests at this point have been made. Also, a Spokane U-Haul owner is facing more than $200,000 in fines for knowingly exposing workers to asbestos. The Department of Labor and Industry says the owner bought a former Kmart building back in 2019 and began renovations without getting the nearly 60-year-old building tested. When floor tiles started popping up, workers were instructed to throw them away in regular trash cans and never knew at that point they were handling asbestos. The same owner was cited and fined in 2019 after employees used demolition equipment to remove asbestos-containing flooring from a Kmart in California.
And stated that he would shoot up the place. This is precisely what he ultimately did.
A judge set bond at $250,000 for a man who allegedly shot into a Garland District bar. Spokane police say Gibson Rickland shot into Rick's Ringside Pub on Wednesday night. Court documents show Rickland was inside and was told to put his gun away or to leave the premises. A few minutes later, we're told he left. After he left, the bartender says he came back shooting towards him from the doorway. Nobody was hurt and Rickland was arrested hiding under a pickup.
Frankly, he's ultimately lucky that no one was actually harmed. More importantly, however, the state would also note that Mr. Rickland shouldn't have even had firearms whatsoever.
Rickland already has 3 felonies that prevent him from legally having a weapon, including illegally owning a gun. He is currently in jail and awaiting a court date. Today, the U.S. Vice President and Secretary of State meeting with the Ukrainian president. It comes as President Donald Trump is pushing for an end to the war in Ukraine. Natalie Brand is reporting now on what's happening.
Vice President J.D. Vance and Secretary of State Marco Rubio are speaking with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky at the Munich Security Conference about the country's future.
We want to achieve a durable, lasting peace, not the kind of peace that's going to have Eastern Europe in conflict just a couple years down the road.
Really, we want peace very much, but we need real security guarantees.
It comes as President Trump is pushing to begin talks with Russia to end its war on Ukraine.
Maybe Russia will give up a lot, maybe they won't, and it's all dependent on what is going to happen. The negotiation really hasn't started.
As the administration juggles high-stakes foreign policy, legal challenges continue at home. A judge in Washington ruled against the freeze on foreign aid, ordering funding to temporarily be restored while the case moves forward. The administration had halted the funding to conduct a review of programs.
The administration's Department of Government Efficiency, led by Elon Musk, continues to move full steam ahead with shrinking the size of federal government, sending notices of termination to thousands of employees.
We do need to delete entire agencies as opposed to leave part of them behind. It's kind of like if leaving a weed. If you don't remove the roots of the weed, then it's easy for the weed to grow back.
Democratic lawmakers are sounding the alarm.
This is a fundamental corruption of our democracy, and it does represent a constitutional crisis.
The VA, in a statement, said it's dismissed more than 1,000 employees. There have also been layoffs of newer employees at the Department of Education, Small Business Administration, and Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Washington state leaders are speaking out and worried that President Trump's policies are hurting Washingtonians and the state's growing budget issues. At a news conference yesterday, Governor Ferguson and more than 20 state officials vowed to shield the state from what he calls the, quote, chaos of the Trump administration.
My message to President Trump is fairly simple. I'll work with you on areas of common interest, but you're making it tough.
Follow the damn law. It's not that hard.